What's poppin'? Welcome to another episode of Life with Taiwo, the podcast. I am your host, Taiwo Capadano, and I'm here with a very special guest. Listen, I know I told you guys that this was gonna come with a visual, but listen, babes, I'm a new mom. Not to make excuses or anything, but I am a new mom, babes, and trying to get these episodes out to you guys. I have to get it while I can. I want us to stay on schedule. So baby girl is napping, so we have the opportunity to film this in one take. And unfortunately, we can only do audio today. But yeah, so this is going to be an audio episode. But I promise visuals are coming soon. Okay, they are coming soon. Anyway, today I have a very special guest. Okay, he is Diesel. All right, my big Swiss Army knife. He's so fine. I'm here with my man, Mr. John Capadano. I am so excited to have him on the podcast to share his perspective on the topic that we have today, which is about parenthood. And I'm super excited to talk about it. Anyway, without further ado, welcome to the podcast, babe. Hi, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm so happy that you're here. I'm good.
I'm happy to be
You're
here
so
in my
fine.
house with my wife.
With my wife. You're so funny. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We talked about this a while ago about like starting a podcast and you coming on because listen, we will be at home just on the couch, just like having conversations just about just anything. And I was like, yo, this would be so amazing if we had like mics right now to just really
Facts.
document. Remember we were talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that?
yeah. Well, we've talked about that a million times.
I know.
We should even do like one with a visual, like in our living room. Just like throw the camera up,
Yeah,
cameras. You know what I'm saying?
I
Set the
know.
mics
Set the
up.
mics up.
You know.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea because that's where we commune a lot is the living room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. Well, today's topic we're talking about parenthood. This is a new topic for the both of us. I mean, we are new parents as of October 2023. Okay, and oh my gosh, how has parenthood been for you, babe?
It's been great. It's been amazing. It's been challenging. It's been a blessing. It's like all encompassing.
Yeah, it is.
It's a real experience. But I mean, it's been great, but it's not without its challenges for sure.
Of course, I definitely agree. I guess one of the biggest questions I have for you that we can use to start the episode is, what were your, I guess, what did you think parenthood was gonna be like, and what were the realities of it for you?
Um, growing up, I always thought like, well, not growing up, but as I got older, you're always like afraid, kind of afraid to have a kid. You feel like it's like your life's over.
Yeah,
Um, you just feel like it's, like your life's gonna be over if you have a kid. But as you get older, like, it gets a little less scary.
of course.
But I don't know. I guess I really didn't have any expectations other than that. But once you get into it, it's definitely a change. It's a huge
It's a
blessing, but it's a
culture
whole
shock.
lifestyle change.
It's a huge lifestyle
Yeah,
change. Oh my
like
gosh,
life as we knew it before having a kid, it's gone,
gone.
and
But then
now
you
here we
also
are.
can't picture life without her.
No, God forbid.
God
I couldn't
forbid.
imagine not having her. It's such a blessing, and there's so many things, so much more of a full life
I
with
agree.
her.
Oh, that's so good.
Um,
That's so good. I
sometimes
agree.
full in a way that you're like, wow, I'm stuffed. I'm
Oh
really
my, I'm
full.
to the brim with
Yeah,
this. Oh my goodness.
yeah. And then sometimes it's like, wow. I mean, my life couldn't be more full in a good
Yeah,
way. So it's definitely got its like ebbs and flows, just like life in general.
yeah.
So,
You said something yesterday about like Saturdays, about how like
oof.
Saturdays aren't the same. Like
Oh yeah.
Saturdays before we had her, we can just like get up and go. Now we like
I wasn't
changing
shit on a Saturday
diapers.
back in. I used to get up and play like 2, maybe 3 hours of some video games, maybe some Call of Duty, little 2K. Get them both in, get my fix, and then go outside, wash the car, work
Yeah,
on the car, whatever,
go get
mow the
some
lawn,
more
anything I want,
anything.
anything and everything. We go to brunch, lunch,
Yeah,
dinner, whatever,
dunch,
anything.
anything.
Doesn't matter.
Didn't
And
matter.
it's like now is it feels like such a production to get out of the house I mean, just this morning trying to get to church
Oh my God, this morning. Oh my
was
God,
a
tell them about
real
that.
genuine production. So it's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
it's not as free.
It's not as free.
It's not as free. I
Everything
mean,
is intentional. I feel
it's
like
got to be
it's
intentional.
got to be.
Otherwise, it just doesn't happen.
Yes. I feel like parenthood really teaches discipline. It really
Yeah.
does, because you have this kid that has to be on a schedule,
Hmm.
and they thrive when they are on a rigid schedule. And when, because like, if she's ready to go take a nap and we're doing something, let's say like she goes to sleep like 9, 10, right? Because if it's our schedule, she'll wake up around like 6, 7, whatever, cool. But let's say she goes to, she goes to bed at 9, 10. Let's say we're still out. It's a Saturday night and we're like out with the fam, and it's like 12. She is losing it.
Oh, she's cooked.
She's cooked. She's like, I
Yeah.
need to be in bed right now. What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Why are we out
We got to, we got
here?
to, we got to improvise and get her to sleep right then because
Mhm.
otherwise it's just, she's upset.
She's pissed.
Yeah. She's uncomfortable. She's tired. I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. I'm pissed when I'm tired. Shoot.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, it's not easy.
It's not. That just flows into what I was saying earlier about parenthood really teaching you that discipline, being on a
Hmm.
routine yourself. Because when you're on a routine, and this is something that I've noticed helps in parenthood. I'm still learning. I'm a year into it. But like when you're in a routine, it's like this time is for this time is for her. When she goes to sleep at this time, then I can do this, then I can do that. But when everything is just kind of like flowing into themselves, it really it can be frustrating. Have
Oh
you
yeah,
noticed
you've
that?
got to have that schedule. Yeah, yeah, of course. You got to have that schedule. You got to have that routine. You got to wake up before her and be, do what you need to do to get yourself together for the day before she gets up. Because if not, you're waking up stumbling. She's up already,
Yeah.
ready for a bottle and needing her diaper change, and you're stumbling trying to go get this bottle. Change the diaper before you've had coffee, before you've prayed, before you've I don't know, just walked around the house and tried to get
Yeah.
yourself
Got
together.
yourself
I
together,
mean,
yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
and you're just getting thrown into it, and it's like waking up and then like not getting ready or anything, just like waking up, and then the second you step out of the bed, you're like in the office.
Yeah.
It's like what just
It
happened?
would just happen.
You're at work, and it's
Yeah.
just like you really need that time,
That is so
like
accurate.
self reflection
Yeah.
and just a moment of peace for yourself when you first wake up to figure out
What we
what's
doing?
good.
What we
Yeah,
doing?
yeah,
Yeah.
where you're at with the day.
I agree.
You
I
know.
agree. And I think with you and me, like we're not really huge fans of change. That's something I've
Hmm.
noticed about, us. I noticed about myself just early on. I noticed about you too. And we've talked about this obviously, but we're not really huge fans of change. And I used to pray before we had her that God should like help me out with that, with changing. And I didn't
Oh,
realize
it's
this.
all changed now,
It's all
baby.
changed now, babe. Seriously, I
Nonstop.
didn't realize this until like a few like months back, probably at like the genesis of her being here. I'm like, wow, like everything's changing,
Hmm.
And then on not even just that, the fact that she's always changing. Like
Always
she
changing.
is completely different than the baby we brought
Of
from
course.
the hospital. She
W-
is
once you
so
figure out
different.
one, once you figure out one stage, as soon as you got it down pat, you're like, I got this. Boom. It all
It all
changes, and you got to
changes.
refigure out
Oh
everything.
my gosh.
You got to figure out everything out. You're like, I'm used to this. I'm comfortable. I got it. And then it changes, and you're like, oh, right. I don't know what to
Yeah.
do now. Now I'm back on my
Now
heels.
I'm back on my heels.
Yeah.
And I think just to piggyback off of that actual like comment, back on my heels, I felt like I got everything down packed. I kind of know her schedule. I know kind of what she needs. I know what she needs, just period. Then she starts walking. And now
Hmm.
she's in everything.
Grabbing shit.
Now
She's
she's
she's doing everything.
grabbing. Oh my gosh. And
Trying to
today,
climb the shelves.
oh my goodness, trying to climb the shelves.
Who does that? Who does that?
Like kids have like no sense of danger. It's I would hear that saying all the time, but now being a mom and actually like living it, like they don't even understand that this could potentially hurt them. And I think
Hmm.
that's what makes being a parent sometimes like filled with anxiety, is because like you really have to control what somebody else does. You have to get them out of like
Hmm.
a situation that could potentially like hurt them. But what if you're not there to see it?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like for
You.
example, today, what happened today?
Oh yeah. I mean, and to be honest, I shouldn't have taken my eyes off her for a second. So I really played myself on that. But I mean, I sat her down. I was getting my stuff in the truck, getting it ready to go to church, and so I had her little shoes on, put her down for. I mean, I don't know, 30
It
seconds.
wasn't even,
I
yeah, it wasn't even
mean,
that
I don't even know.
long.
I got to look back at the cameras and see how long it was. I mean, maybe 30 seconds. Probably felt like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And I set her down. She starts heading up towards my garage. So I'm like, she's cool. She's just about to walk around and putz around a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was literally just switching my work bag from the driver's side or passenger side to the driver's side. I switch it over. The second I look up, she's crying. She took off down the driveway.
Man.
Didn't make it out of the driveway, thank God. My driveway's got a little slope to
Oh,
it.
we have a big driveway. It's
Yeah,
a
it's a long
long
driveway. Yeah,
driveway.
it's a long driveway. She gets down towards the bottom,
In a
stumbles,
matter of seconds.
and absolutely face plants. I mean,
Scratched up her
just
face.
raw dog face plants right into the concrete. And
Ah,
and all I heard was her scream. I'm looking for her, because she hadn't even started crying yet. I start looking for her, and then she starts crying, and I see her at the bottom of my driveway, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So I take off down the driveway, of course, to get her, and thankfully she just scraped up her face a little bit, and she was okay within just,
yeah.
I mean, within
A few seconds of
yeah,
you
she was
picking her up.
fine,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's nonstop, and
It's
even
nonstop.
that, I mean, I had my eyes off her for like I said, maybe 30 seconds,
Yeah.
maybe. And then you're feeling guilty. You're like, dude, I really fucked this up. And
Yeah. You
you're
felt
thinking
really
about
bad.
all the potential things that could have
That could have happened. I
happened.
think
And
that's the thing for me
yeah,
today. That was the thing for me
yeah,
today. That's why I wasn't upset at you. I was upset at the situation
yeah,
because of the potential of it to have been worse.
of
Like,
course,
God forbid, what if I really was thinking, God, I felt like God was the one that tripped her, because God forbid, we don't really have a busy street, which is I'm grateful for, but God forbid, you think about all those things,
yeah,
and the thought of what could be, it plagues you. Like, you're just like,
yeah,
dang, that could have been worse.
yeah.
And you replay things like scenarios of how it could have gone, and you can't. And I think as a parent, I heard someone say before we had kids, they said you would never stop worrying about your children.
Hmm.
I get that.
Yeah, I get that too. I'm worried about her right now.
I'm
She's
wor-
in a nap in her bed, and I'm about to watch the camera and make sure she's okay
Yeah,
as we speak.
yeah.
So yeah, it's really that's one thing, and that's kind of mentally draining, because
It is.
you're constantly worried about somebody else. You're worried about your spouse, but you're also worried about your child. I mean, you're constantly like, what is happening?
What is
Like, are they
happening? Are
okay?
they happy?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And I think one of the things too is, and I think this is really important, and I really wanted to share this with our audience, is the fact that I think it's imperative to take as much time for yourself and your spouse for a good bit. It could be a year, it could be 2 years, whatever you think. Me and my husband, we waited, what, 3 years?
3 years. Yeah, it was 3 years before we got pregnant.
Yes.
Well, you got pregnant. I wasn't pregnant
We were pregnant
as a team,
as a
but you were
team.
the one.
I know.
Didn't turn out to be me.
No, but I feel like, because we've been together for 9 years, thank God.
Thank God.
We've been married for 4.
We were together 8 before we got pregnant. What, it
Right.
was 8
It was 8 before
or
we got
7?
pregnant. No, it was 8, because,
It was
oh, it was
7.
7
Hmm.
because I was pregnant for 10 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was 7 years. And then so pretty much at the third year of our marriage is when we started trying for a baby.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important to wait after you get married, because I believe that the person you marry is not the same, and it's not even in a bad way. He's a different person than he was as a boyfriend, as a fiance, as a husband, and now a father. And I feel like you need to give yourself time to learn all the different facets of this person,
Well, because you're
right?
just growing,
Because you're just
you're
growing.
just growing as a person, and
Yeah,
then, in a relationship, you're different than a person that
yeah,
like a single person,
for
and
sure.
and then once you have kids, it's all such a process, and it's like you really have to enjoy the process of it and figure out, or like find somebody that, of course, you can enjoy the process with, and then just take your time on that
Yeah,
because, man, I mean, I know when we got married, there was a lot of pressure
a lot.
to have a kid, and it was
Speak
like
on that,
right
baby.
now, and it was, I don't understand it because it's like we for how long was that, like 5 years? We were together 5 years, living separately, until before we bought a house in
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
And so all this time, 5 whole years, we're like, "Oh, man, I can't wait. I can't wait till we are able to live together. I can wake up next to you and, do what we wanna do,"
Yeah.
and then we finally reach that step, get married, move into our house together, and then everybody's like, "Oh,"
Where's the
and
baby?
really, yeah, I was say, let me clarify, not everybody, but there's a lot of people. There was a lot of people we were around. I don't know if it's, you know, mainly it came from a lot of like the Nigerian community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Speak on it,
I
daddy.
think, for me, my family's really supportive on
Very.
whatever it is that we want to do.
Very.
So they weren't like rushing us to
Yeah.
do anything, but a lot of people we encountered, between
In the
family
Nigerian
and
community,
and
yeah.
not and just people we encountered in the Nigerian community, they were really pressure. It was a lot of pressure to have a kid. They're always asking, "Where's the baby? When are we having a baby? When are we having kids? This, that, and the third." Um,
What's the famous one?
oh, the most the yeah, the claim to fame over here is why are you wasting sperm? And
Oh my
I've
god.
never. I'm
Yeah.
still appalled. I don't know. I don't even know what to
The
say to
baby's
that.
here.
Yeah. I
We
don't know
still
if
like,
is there a
wow.
finite amount of sperm out here? I don't know. I just felt really shocked by that one.
Yeah,
But
that was crazy.
yeah, that's wild work,
That's wild word, yeah.
you know.
I don't even want to
Please
say who said that.
don't concern yourself with my sperm.
Please.
But it's just like
That's my job.
that's a but you stupid. That's a wild take though. You know what I mean? Oh, you're
Yeah.
just wasting sperm. Like, bro, what?
That's crazy.
And it's
Because
like,
now that the baby go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Now that the baby is here and we see how much work,
Fuck all y'all.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, fuck
It's
that.
like I could not imagine us getting married and learn because even
That's
when we
bad
got
advice.
even when we got married, right? And I love the fact that we did this because we got married and then we started living together.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't start like shacking up before any of that. We literally started to learn each other in like cohabitating space after we were married. So now you have to
Well,
learn your partner in that way.
we would spend nights
We would
together
spend
and
nights
stuff. I
together.
mean, you say
Yeah.
shacking up. I don't know what that means, but I don't know the
Maybe I
exact
shouldn't have said
definition
that.
of shacking up.
Okay.
But
That
we
just came
did
into
spend some
my
nights
mind.
together.
Okay.
We did take vacations together.
We did.
I think of course we're Christian, and I mean, nobody's perfect, but
Yeah.
I think it's and it goes against you know some Christian beliefs, but I think it's important to take a vacation with your future
Yes.
spouse.
Absolutely.
You guys get away and spend a week together.
Yeah.
Is this person,
How does this
just
person
terrible when you're with them 24/7 for
yeah.
7 days?
Yeah.
Is it great? Is it okay? Is there
Mhm.
some things, whatever,
Do you guys still
weigh
mesh?
it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, but we spent a ton of nights together and stayed together, and stuff like that, had some vacations and things like that. But really living together. And then, I mean, it was my first time having my own place. I lived
Yeah.
with my mother until we bought our house. So for my wife, though, she had her own place. So it was a little different for her. But for me, it was my first time, truly having my own space. So there's a lot to, get used to, a lot to learn, a lot to, experience.
Hmm. For sure.
So it's important that you guys figure that out before you start adding a third person into your
Yeah.
relationship. um
Learn how it is to live together first and then see how that's
yeah,
like because
and take advantage of that time where
yeah.
you're free. We used to go, Tuesday night we might go to on a date night to Capitol Grill. Doesn't
Yep.
matter.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. Anything we wanted to do, we go down to Atlanta and go play putt putt. I mean,
Just fuck
anything.
off.
And
We
yeah,
would
go
just
fuck
fuck
off.
off,
Do
bro.
anything and everything we wanted, any
Yeah.
day of the week,
Yeah.
anytime.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. And
We was
that's
outside. That's
oh
how we
yeah,
gained all that weight too, because we was eating anytime. It was like
eating,
3 o'clock, four
eating
o'clock
all the
a.m.
time.
We would be at pho. What were we doing at pho at 3 a.m.? That's the question. But we were just having just such a good time. Like we were really enjoying each other's
Just
company for
enjoying.
real. That was really amazing. But
Hmm.
back to what we were saying earlier, I think it's important for you guys to have that, like just for couples to have that time where it's just them and their partner. before you, and then you live together and you see what that's like and you enjoy that, because the bliss in just, I used to like literally daydream when I, live with when I live with like my mom and my sisters or whatever. I used to daydream about the time where it was just be me and my man in the house, just
Mhm.
butt naked, just doing whatever we wanted. I used to daydream
Yeah.
about just it just being you and me.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were actually in that space in life, and I would think back like, oh my God, this used to be something we would talk about.
Yeah.
And this is just so amazing, just it being you and me. And we're in this house. Nobody knows what we're doing. Nobody knows what we're eating. They have no idea where we're at right now. It's just you and me. It was just, it's just been such bliss. It's
Yeah.
been bliss.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah. And that's real, and that's, I think that's just a big part of it is, you got to do what's right for you. So I
Yeah.
mean, some people may want to have a baby right away, and that's, this is just, our take, our opinion from our experiences on
Absolutely.
it. But I mean, I think it's a blessing to have that time together because I mean, man, you have a kid and what would you don't have that time together for another 18 years
Yeah.
on the short end?
Because like while we do spend time together, it's a little harder now.
It's different.
The time we spend together is literally, it's intentional. We have
Yeah.
to reach out to our family, and sometimes they even offer to come and watch the baby, and we go out for a date night, and then
Yeah.
we're like, we take that opportunity when we get that,
Oh yeah.
because a lot of times it's all about the baby. It is.
All the
It's
time.
hard for it not to be. This is such a new experience
Yeah.
that you don't want to fuck it up. So
Mhm.
you're very intentional with how you are with your kid, what you do with your kid, what they want, what their needs are. And sometimes just all those thoughts, it's just so heavy, it's so mentally draining. Even though it's necessary, it's mentally draining to the point where you don't even have time to think about what you want for yourself.
Yeah.
Going to the gym, taking your health seriously, because sometimes you're just all about the baby. You'll just like turn around and put just anything in your mouth. You don't even care.
Mhm.
Before you know it, you've gained like 20 pounds.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I think it's just really important to have that time. And I'm so grateful for the family that we have, who really push us in a way where they volunteer to come watch the baby. They
Mhm.
push
Yeah.
us to have that time together. We do that too. We will just
Yeah.
go and ask them, but I love the fact that they want to be in that.
They want to
They
help
want
out.
to help out. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so
They'll come
much.
over, hang out, and just fold laundry.
And just fold
They just
that.
start folding some
Listen,
laundry. I'm just like, all right,
listen. My mom came
thank
over the
you.
other day. It was no, this was a while ago, and this is like probably like the seventh, eighth, 10th time she's seen Megan do this. Like she'll be here and Megan is here and Christian they're here,
Hmm.
whatever. And Megan is just like finds a chore. She don't even have to ask me.
Yeah.
She sees what
Should
needs
go
to
open
be
a
done.
dryer.
She'll
What's in
go
there?
open the dryer, see what's in the dryer, take what's out there, and just start folding.
Yeah.
She'll do laundry. She'll wash the bottles. She'll clean up. I'm like,
Anything.
my mom looking around like, Megan is so helpful. I was
Yeah.
like,
God
Mommy,
bless her.
this ain't even it.
Yeah.
This ain't even half of what she does. And Megan is my sister in love. I don't say my sister in law. I don't even want to say sister in law. She's my sister. That is John's sister turned my sister. And she is amazing, you guys. She'll probably blush from just hearing this, hearing us talk about her, but she is incredible. Like Christian too, who was her fiance. But yeah, amazing, amazing family. We have incredible family. My mother-in-law is amazing, my mom's amazing, Esther's amazing. Like they all do their own individual things that make them so great. But
Yeah.
I just think it's just so amazing just to have family that really help you, that push you to spend more time with your spouse once the baby is here, because it really is hard to get that time for yourself. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So,
Definitely. Definitely.
yeah. I want to segue into talking about like the wedding that we didn't have, the big lavish wedding that we didn't
Mm.
have, and how you felt about, first of all, the planning of the wedding, because we did try to have a big wedding. We planned it, what
Hmm.
that process was like, what that journey was like for you, and I'll share my experience with that too.
Well, let me just say the first time that my wife talked to a wedding planner, she came back to me and said some crazy shit like it was gonna be 79 or $75,000.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, you got me fucked up. Like, there's no way. Like, listen, no way, bro. We hadn't even bought a house yet. Oh yeah, we'll spend 75 grand on a wedding.
Which is really a
You
big
know,
party when you think about
it's
it.
just a big party, and that's the thing is like, who is it for? Is it for you or is it for the people around you? For me, I don't. it's not that I don't care about the people around me or the people that are going to be there, but the
People
main
around us wouldn't want
focus,
us to spend 40,
yeah, I would
75
say the
grand.
main focus was my wife, myself, and our very close family when it came down to the small wedding that we had,
Absolutely.
but for me, I just, wow, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I just, that just seems so egregious. It's like, you got people that come and just come, they eat the food, they, eat the cake, they dance,
They don't bring a
and
gift.
yeah, they may not bring a
May
gift,
or may
and then
not.
they just head home,
And they
and
just
then
go
that's
home.
it, all done. And,
And
and
you might not see
you,
them for years.
yeah, oh yeah, like, yeah, no, and that's the thing is like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a financially responsible thing. I don't know.
And this is just our opinion.
It's just my
If
take
you
on it.
had a big wedding and it was great and it worked for you, I'm so happy. This is not to like
Oh
shit on
yeah, not
what
trying to
y'all
bash
wanted to do. This
nobody's
is not to bash anyone,
big
but
wedding or anything, because I mean, weddings are fun. I think they're a great time. I think that they're awesome. I think I'm sure they have a whole bunch of big memories that they can look back on.
yeah.
Videos, and and I think that's awesome. I really do. But I mean, we were really blessed because we bought a house right in 2020, right before the market went ape shit here, and probably everywhere here in
Yeah.
America. And
Yeah.
and I mean, good God, I mean, you
I
know,
can't imagine if we did that.
yeah, not if we would have spent money, huge money on a
I can't
wedding, not bought the
imagine.
house,
I can't imagine.
and we'd be paying some egregious overpriced amount, some inflated amount for a
Yeah. For
house,
a house.
and it's just like, it just, that was just God's plan and God's path for us, and we listened, and we tried to be, good stewards, to, God, what God had in store for us, and that's just what we did. And
Yeah.
honestly, I have no
I have
regrets,
none.
not even a little
Not
bit.
even a little bit. I think back on it and I think about all the people that were, around me, like in the Nigerian community, that were kind of forcing us to have a wedding, like
Yeah, pushing this massive wedding.
pushing this massive wedding, the traditional wedding and the white wedding. And I think it's all beautiful. I think a traditional Nigerian wedding is absolutely amazing. I like the concept. I like the vibe of it. I like what it means, what it represents. I like the whole thing,
Yeah, yeah,
and I like the ceremony of it all.
yeah,
But then you think about you grow up as a little girl, you see, you go to all these weddings, you see how it's like, you enjoy it, you think it's really cool, you can't wait for your turn to come. But then your turn comes and you realize, like, when you start making bread, you start making money, you start working for your money, and you're like, wait, I have to spend $11,000 to wine and dine people for 4 hours? Because really and truly, that's what it was. The venue was only for like four or
oh
five
yeah, it was like
hours.
4 hours, and
So you really, when you calculate it from that standpoint, like, wait, I'm feeding people for 4 hours and it's gonna cost me 11 grand. I am gonna have people in this hall. This hall alone is 24 grand. That's for just 4 or 5 hours. Then I remember we were like trying to buy a house around the same time, right?
hmm
And then we were meeting with the realtor and we found the house that we wanted. And she was like, told us about, like, we had to have this amount in earnest money and things like that. And we're like, wait,
hmm
earnest money is this amount to
have a down
feed, a
payment,
down
and
payment, all that, and then
oh,
but
I'm
to
sorry to interrupt you.
no, no,
You're
you okay? No, earnest money is this amount. To rent the hall is this amount. Food for X amount of people is this amount. Wait, that doesn't make any sense for us
right.
to, you know what I'm saying? That didn't
Yeah,
make any
yeah, yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
So then I remember talking to my mom, and also I remember when I was trying to, plan the wedding, I would come to you and you would tell me like, Ty, are you sure this is what you want? Like, this doesn't seem smart to me. But obviously, because like the Nigerian, way has been ingrained inside of me all over. We have to do this. I think we have to do this. And then I realized, like, in talking to you, I don't have to do a dang thing.
No,
I
no,
don't have to
you
do
don't.
anything. I don't have to do
You
anything.
have
I
to.
could do
The
what
only thing you
I
have
want
to
to
do
do,
is what's right for you.
what's right for me. And what's crazy about it too is because like you and me don't even like being in large like crowds.
Hell
We don't
no.
like being like, we'll go and support someone at a party or whatever, and we'll leave like 30. minutes to an hour later,
Shit.
because we just our social battery runs out so quickly. My social battery does not run out with my family, but it runs out when I'm around like other people.
Yeah, or like if you're in a really like like if you're in just a large group, there's just a
Large
lot of
group.
stuff going on.
Yeah.
You just
A
feel
lot of
tired, and it's
energies. You
just
feel tired. Like, you know what I
hmm
mean? It could be great energy. Everybody could be really superly like happy.
Oh yeah,
And my social battery will still run out because it's just like I'm exerting so much energy, even just to not to keep up because I'm happy too,
yeah,
but just to be in the presence of like just all of this. But
yeah.
going back to the wedding, so we're planning all this time, and I just remember I just would feel really like nauseous. I would have really bad headaches. I just almost felt like I was going through like a spiritual attack. It was just the weirdest thing. But now in hindsight, looking back on it, I think that was God telling me to pause, because I was going in full throttle, like about planning this wedding,
Yeah.
like with my mom and stuff. And every time we would get into like the nitty gritty of it, I would start to really feel like troubled, like almost like I was doing something wrong. I wasn't supposed to be doing this, right? And
Right.
I remember when I had conversations with you, but I remember that one conversation I had with you, and you were like, babe, I don't think that this is what God wants us to do. And it was almost like confirmation for me, because I had been feeling it physically, like I shouldn't be doing this.
Right.
Right. Then I also remembered, like, we chose like a wedding date. My birthday is April 20th. John's birthday is April 30th. And we really wanted to get married April 25th, which is right smack down in between both of our birthdays. And I just said to myself, if the 25th of April is on a Saturday, we are going to call up our pastor and we're going to just get this done and just be done with it.
Yeah.
Remember? And, the 25th of April 2020 was on a Saturday, and it just felt like everything just aligned. I reached out to my pastor. We asked him if he would officiate our wedding. He happily agreed. The church was closed for COVID at the time, so not a lot of people were going to church, but he actually opened the church for us to get married. And I remember there was like a rumor that was going around, apparently, that maybe I was like pregnant, which is why we were rushing to do this, because we out of nowhere, I told my mom, I'm like, Mommy, I'm not doing a big wedding. I'm done. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to. So then she had to go back to like her friends at the time and tell them that, well, she actually didn't even tell them. We just ended up just getting married, and then that was just how people found out that we weren't doing it
Right.
in the grandiose way.
hmm
You know what I mean?
Well, and then it was wild because they're like, there was always like everybody that would say, we should do, do the big wedding or whatever. Everybody that was saying we should do a big wedding, and then they'd say, people are gonna give you wedding money at the
Money,
wedding, and
you
that's
could
gonna
use
pay
it for your
for it.
house.
And it's like, bro, that's um, such a weird way
Yeah,
of going about something, like to say, hey, we're gonna go ahead and just bank on somebody, you know
giving us
giving us some
money.
money, to pay for what we've already paid for. Like it's just like
It was
maybe
just bad
people,
advice.
yeah, it's just bad
It
advice.
was
That's
bad
that's a
advice.
bad way to go about things, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it is. It doesn't make any sense to me. But
There was a lot of bad advice we
here we are.
received that
Oh
we
yeah,
completely went against. We just did our own thing. We really sought out the counsel of God, and He led us in the right way. Because the advice we were getting, if we had followed that, we wouldn't be where we're at now.
no,
We wouldn't be where we're at now. And I'm just so grateful for that. And I'm saying all that to say, like, anyone that's looking to, like, get married, and maybe you are in a situation where like everyone else is trying to plan it for you, and you really in your heart feel like you shouldn't do a big wedding, and you're not really excited about that, or you'd rather use that money for something else, or you want to elope, just do that. Whatever you feel in your heart to do. Do you agree?
oh
Just
yeah,
do
you got to
that.
go. Of course, you should definitely, talk to God about it. Reach, have that conversation have that dialogue with you and God about what you want to do and what, He wants for you. And then, just see what it is that you're, in your heart, what you want to do and what you think you should do. Because at the end of the day, you got to be true to yourself. Because if you're not, letting other people down is one thing, letting yourself down is something for real.
Yeah.
That's real right there.
Yeah.
So, you know, You let people down all all the time. You know, especially random people that don't really
Care.
they don't really
They don't
care,
really care.
and for a lack of better words, don't matter. You know, you don't want to like let your loved ones down and people that you care about.
Mhm.
But you know, all these other people
They just be
in the
mad they
peanut
can't eat cake. Eat
gallery
the peanut. I
that
like
want to
that.
just keep just
Uh-huh.
giving you, you know, they just give you their opinion off the cuff,
Yeah.
and it's just like, damn,
Yeah.
that's just not good advice. You
Yeah.
just can't take advice from everybody.
You just can't take advice from
That's
everybody.
really it.
That's really it.
You know, you
You
really
just
just
can't.
can't
You
take
just
advice from
can't.
everybody.
Sometimes even it could be your parents. Your parents can, and a lot
Yeah,
of times we really worship the grounds our parents walk on, and sometimes they give us advice based on their
their
view and their
experiences.
experiences of
Yeah,
things. Like,
for
and
sure.
it's really important to be very mindful of that. So yeah, I just wanted to just share our experience about the genesis of our relationship, not relationship, but the genesis of us like looking into getting married, like going into the process of
Right.
being married and
Yeah.
what that was like and all that. So one of the things too that I remembered when we were planning the wedding that kind of steered me in the other direction to not have a big wedding is I remember all the weddings that I went to, and I remember being at a table with women I didn't know and hearing how they would speak poorly, and the wedding would be so beautiful. The wedding would be a
Hmm.
beautiful, amazing,
Yeah.
and they would just be at the table talking ish
Just talking dog shit.
about the wedding, about the bride, about the bride's mom, and I'm thinking maybe these is just like bystanders. Maybe
Right.
these are just people that came with somebody else. And I will never forget there was this one wedding I went to, and the people, the aunties at the table, were just talking smack.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe they don't know the bride, maybe they don't know maybe they're
Uh
just,
huh.
and the bride's mom or the groom's mom walked to the table to greet them and greet them really well. Like, oh my God, like they were like friends and buddies or whatever. And I was
Mm.
just like, oh my God,
And y'all over here talking
y'all
crazy.
talking crazy at this
Hmm.
beautiful wedding, I must add. Which is just me saying people are gonna find anything to say. Whether you have a big wedding and it's beautiful, or whether you elope, people are still gonna talk shit.
Oh yeah, that's the thing is like people are always gonna just, yeah, they're gonna talk shit. It doesn't
It
matter, and
doesn't matter.
that's the thing is you can't do it for
You
them.
can't do it for
You
them,
can't do your wedding. You can't do your life
for anyone.
for anyone else. You've got to worry about letting yourself down. That's it.
That's it.
You know. Even the first time you met my uncle,
Yeah.
his bitch ass said, "Oh, I heard you guys had a shotgun wedding." And it's like, dude, are you okay? Like, first off, that was like what, a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
and we don't have any kids, so it clearly wasn't a shotgun wedding.
Right.
But it's just like, it doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah. Have an
Somebody's
opinion.
always gonna, have an opinion,
Yeah.
and somebody's always gonna potentially shit on your decisions, and it's just like you got to just do it for
You
you.
just gotta do it for you.
That's all you can do.
Hmm.
I mean, that's all you can do is
Yeah.
just do what's right for you and your family.
I want to do you.
Oh wow.
You want to wrap this up?
Yeah, that's cool.
I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for
You're
having me.
so supportive.
I
Like,
love you,
I'm just
bro.
gonna take the end of the episode and just give you your flowers. You are just the most supportive husband. You support everything I want to do. Like, how can we get it done? You say. Like, I really appreciate you for
I love you.
like I say I want to do this, and you're just like, let's do it. Let's get it. And I really appreciate that. Like, I know you're not really a huge people's person. My man is not a people's person at all. And he's here on this mic talking to the people. I love that. And I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, this is like wildly my voice cracking over here. This is like wildly out of my comfort zone.
It
It really
is.
is. This is not something that like I would ever do on my own. Trust and
Aw.
believe. No, I wouldn't. I'd never be like, "Oh, I'm gonna just, do a podcast or, you know,
Do you
anything
like that
like it."
about me?
Huh?
Do you like that about me? Do I
What do you
pull
mean?
you out of your comfort
You do
zone?
pull me out of my comfort zone. But I also love that, like we have complementary strengths. So it's like, you get me out of my comfort zone on a lot of stuff, like with people and stuff,
Yeah.
because I'm not like super social. I'm just
Yeah.
really not. It's
I
like
kind of like that about
I
you
got a
too,
couple
though.
friends,
You got a
got my
couple friends,
family. Really,
yeah.
that's it.
That's
I
it.
don't
But I
need all
like
that.
that about you. And to be quite honest, I'm also adopting that too because you don't have to have too many people around you. And I feel like a lot of times I'll be like somebody, if someone invited me somewhere, I'll feel like I'm obligated to go. But you don't have to go
Hell no.
everywhere you're invited. You don't have to be everywhere someone invites you. If you don't feel like going, you don't have to go. And that's one of the things I learned from my husband is just like, it's okay to just be and just do what you want to do for you. But I think growing up Nigerian, we have this people pleasing tendency because we grew up having to people please our parents. There are a lot of things we didn't agree with what they were doing, but we had no choice but to just go along with it and just make them happy.
Yeah.
So we just naturally just, adopted that into, ingrained that into friendships. We ingrained that into like, work relationships and just situationships, just period. So, meeting you has been such a blessing in my life for real because
Meeting
if
you's been a huge blessing in my
I
life as
love
well.
you.
I'm grateful that God brought us together.
Yeah.
Um, I really am. I mean, I never thought that, I never thought that I would meet you. Or
Yeah, me too.
not you. But I mean, I just didn't. When I met you, I didn't think that night I was going to go. Like I got dressed, showered. I did not know that I was going to meet my wife.
Oh my gosh.
Real deal.
I feel
I
that.
mean, real deal. That shit's crazy.
I know. I think about that all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it just happened. So, God's got a plan, man.
Yeah, and it's perfect because we are
Yeah.
so perfect for each other. We're so perfect together. We
Yeah.
really are. You are my guy, like literally,
I love
my
you, bub.
man. Oluworimi, I love you. You know what that means.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Oluworimi. You know what that means, Dada.
Uh, Something with God, right?
It's like the light of my life,
Light. Okay.
it's like the crown on my head. Like you're just like
Because what Oluwa is that? Isn't that God?
Oluwa is God, yes.
And so, what'd you say?
Oloworimi.
Okay.
Oloworimi, like the money on my head or something
Okay.
like that. It's just very endearing. It's
Okay.
like
Okay.
saying
Okay.
like someone is like the light of your life, the head of your life, the meaning to your life. Like it's just like a very like endearing thing to say to your husband. And that's who you would say it to.
Mm,
Your husband is only who you would say that to.
I see.
You
Okay.
would never say that to me, and I would never say that to like my dad.
Oh, so I wouldn't say that to you.
You wouldn't say, maybe you would. I guess we could always,
So
yeah.
what is it like when you say like if I was to say like Oluwa John? What is
Olua
that?
John is like, um, uh, it's like it's also like an endearing thing too. But I'm sure there's a lot of people. It's almost like Olua John is like I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like
And here I thought you spoke Yoruba.
shut up. like Olua Tishe is God has done it. Olua John is like it's almost like it's not saying God John, but it's almost like an endearing way to kind of mix you and John and you and God together. It's like a
Not blasphemously.
it not
Oh,
exactly
I see.
not
Okay.
blasphemously like it's a very strong and powerful name. It's like a way to like kind of stamp your name like Oluwa John. Somebody else that's Nigerian, please help me out because I'm really struggling right now. I know
Hmm.
what it means because I'm Nigerian, but it's
Yeah,
hard to explain like what Oluwa John or Oluwa Ayo, if you put Oluwa in front of somebody's name, what that really means. You know what I
I
mean?
see.
You just kind of know
I
as a
really don't see
Nigerian.
because it. She didn't explain it, but that's
I
okay.
know somebody else will help me. Somebody else help me. I'm passing the baton. Um, but yeah, no, seriously, I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. You were such an amazing husband. Literally, you were meant for the husband role, for the father role, for the friend role. I love the man you are. I like that you're not really too friendly with people too. I like that you're only nice to me. I love that because honestly, I just can't stand a man that just talks to talk. You're not like that.
No, I definitely don't talk to
You don't
talk.
talk to talk. You're very quiet, but you have a lot to say. And the thing about it too is like you're quiet around I don't want to say the wrong people because you're also quiet around the right people too. You just kind of just take things in. I think around our family, you're who you are, and we love you so much. You really like blossom with our family. Like you open up with
Yeah.
our family, but with other people, you're just kind of like, and it's not even you being standoffish. You're just not really.
Well, it's just like I'm not a big talker, and it's like I just always you got two eyes, two ears, one mouth, so you should definitely be taking in more than you're putting out.
I love that.
So it's like it's okay to just take some stuff in, feel it out. Really, it's you know there's just so much out here to take in.
Yeah,
And if you're doing a lot of putting it out, how are you? I mean, of course you can still take some stuff in, but if you're just doing a lot of talking and stuff, it's okay to just. I like to sit back and observe and really
yeah.
see what's really good.
See what's really good.
For sure.
For sure. I love that. And I really love that about you. For real.
I love you,
You're so
buddy.
fine. Come on. Let's end this here and go kiss.
Oh wow,
I'll kiss you somewhere.
you something else,
Oh
bro.
my God. I love you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you so much. I love you so much, even though we're about to end this and go spend more time together because the baby is napping. Yay. Hallelujah. We appreciate
We better
you.
go wash the cars.
We're about to watch the car. I know.
Get some shit done.
Let's do that. That sounds really fun. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Life with Taiwo, the podcast. Thank you to my beautiful co-host John. You're not even a guest. You're a co-host because
Oh
you're coming
wow,
back again. I love this.
by
This is
God's grace,
nice.
I do too.
I love this so
I do
much.
too.
So yeah, you're my co-host. Period. Change this shit to Life with Taiwo and John. Okay.
Okay, all right,
You
hold
like
up.
that? Or the Capo podcast. Ooh, something
Never
else
know.
coming. Something brewing.
Okay.
I love that. I'll catch you guys in my next episode. I'm your host, Taiwo Capadano. Checking out. See you guys next week. Bye. Mwah. Bye.